guys, I'd like to welcome you guys to the podcast Plain Talk Bad Manners with your boy Too Real and co-host Remo. Yay. Alright, so guys, we're starting a new podcast here to discuss matters, situations, issues, and the things that are taking place in our country of Trinidad and Tobago. Alright, so this is the new podcast, and this is your boy Too Real and Remo, and this is going to be the platform for all issues Trinidad and Tobago. Let's get it started. Remo, what you have to say? Well, Remo, what I would like to discuss is a situation that happened in Trinidad and Tobago recently. It was in the papers and in the media. It was a situation where, we know that in Trinidad and Tobago right now and across the world, there is a lockdown. And there's social distancing that has to be implemented in order to contain the spread of the C-19 virus. And a lot of people has not really been obeying and listening to the rules and the laws, especially elderly people, when it comes to going to the grocery and going to the bank to get money or whatnot. And Trinidad and Tobago, they don't seem to have a real system to control and to regulate this movement of people and the social distancing policy. So my thing is, there was a back and forth between the Prime Minister and Police Commissioner Gary Griffin, where the Prime Minister was answering a question by a reporter that Police Commissioner Gary Griffin had said that if people do not abide by the social distancing guidelines, he could in turn shut down banks and grocery stores and things of that nature. And the Prime Minister actually responded and said, no, that is not the job of the Police Commissioner to do. What do you think? Do you think this was a misunderstanding, or do you think this is a fight for power, or this is a lack of respect for each other, or some kind of other beefing going on between the Prime Minister and the Police Commissioner? What do you think about the situation?
To answer that question, basically, I understand where you're coming from. But you have to understand at the same time, these elderly people, they from a different era. So when they hear about coronavirus and these type of virus, C-19 and such, they really not going to understand what taking place. Because when you're at the elderly age, their mind already set on the way they're living. They believe what is going on is not that important to what they got to do. If they got to go and collect the pension or go to the supermarket, there's nobody can tell them, hey, don't touch that, or put a glove on. Some of these elderly people, and ain't got the time, or wouldn't even remember to put a glove on. So it's going to be hard. It needs somebody young in the family to insist on that and actually be there to guide them on putting the gloves on and such like that. Because the elderly people, you can't tell them when they go into the bank to collect the pension. If you tell them stay 6 feet away, the old school people always believe when you're lining up, you don't leave space for nobody to cut the line. So when you're telling them 6 feet away from somebody, in their mind, somebody trying to outsmart them and skip them on the line. So they're not going to do that. They're going to stay right up on the person in front of them because they want to get their money and go. So basically, it's going to be a hard thing to do. But the government will have to put something in place to implement and actually control that. So somebody got to be there to guide them when they're on these lines and say, listen, hold on, sir, or you could come now and such like that. Other than that, trust me, if you leave it up to them alone, they will never stand up 6 feet away from each other. They will continue to be right up on each other. And that's going to make them more vulnerable to catching this disease and actually losing their life due to the fact of the age. Alright, Real.
Yeah, I understand that part. I understand the part that the old people stuck in the ways and they had a hard mentality. Well, we lived through a lot of things. We're from the 60s, the 50s, wherever the case may be. But what I'm saying is, what do you think is the misunderstanding between the Prime Minister and the Commissioner of Police when it comes to who could shut down what and when? And where do you think the misunderstanding is? Where did they go wrong in not understanding each other? And do you think it's an inside riff, inside beef going on between these two guys, or do you think it's just a misunderstanding? What do you think about that situation?
As you can see here, I would say basically the Prime Minister believes, seen as he's the Prime Minister, he have the right to say anything and he has the last say on anything in the country. But sometimes as a Prime Minister or as a leader, a leader needs to understand sometimes they can listen and agree and understand. If it makes sense, why not go with it? And the both of them actually on two different pages. They're writing to a point, but still they're not meeting up because they're on two different pages. Like the Prime Minister is saying that you cannot shut down like supermarkets, banks, certain essential stuff that people need. And the Commissioner is saying he want to shut down these things due to the fact of the people and them not respecting the social distancing. And he's not really saying he's shutting it down permanently. He's saying he's shutting it down for a while so that they could figure out exactly what they could do to change what is going on and fix the fact of the social distancing. So they need to understand, they need to come to agreement and say, listen, we might shut down this thing for a week and we have to let the people know, or either they're going to have police there to make sure people stand at a distance. Because no matter what you say in this country, people will do what they want in this country. The only way to get something the right way, you have to put things in place. Police to say, listen, guys, one at a time, stand back and stuff like that. If you don't do that, guess what? People are going to be right on top of each other.
I totally understand what you're saying there. I totally understand, because it sounds like, and it seems like, none of these men, as powerful men, one being the police commissioner, one being the prime minister, wants to take a L and wants to be told that they can't do something that they believe they can do. I believe that the prime minister was referring to the fact that what the police commissioner can do is actually break up a crowd and say, hey, you guys can't be here, go that way. But when it comes to policy making and what should be closed and what should not be closed, the police commissioner don't have the authority to do that. That's something that has to be legislated and dealt with within the parliament by the prime minister and the powers that be. He's just there to enforce law. But the way it came across in a way where the prime minister felt that Gary Griffin was asserting some type of power, as he has this kind of power to shut things down and say this is being closed and that's not being closed. You know what I'm saying? But that's not the case as a whole. I feel like it's a whole misunderstanding between these two guys, because the police commissioner knows he can't just say, I'm going to close the grocery and I'm going to close the pharmacy, because these is essential businesses. People need food and people need medicine, and they need access to the money as well. In the United States and these countries, they're not closing groceries and they're not closing banks. So I mean, they are closing banks where people make contact, but they're not just closing grocery stores, and they're enforcing the law and people are abiding by the enforcement. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I feel about the whole situation.
You got a lot of points on that, but also we have to understand at the same time, the commissioner don't have the power to say what to shut down, only if it forms a threat. Anything that forms a threat in the country, remember the commissioner of police is there to protect and serve the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. So if he sees something that causes a threat upon the lives of the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, that is the enter, or for him to actually put his foot down, because he has to protect the country. So if anything that causes a threat to Trinidad, that is when he could say, listen, close that store, because that store could possibly cause more danger to the country due to the fact of the people not honoring the social distancing. And when he say shut that down, he might be close it for a day until they can figure out what's going on. And he can't just tell them shut it down permanently. He gonna need somebody higher in the government or something with the power to do that.
That they make a lot of sense. That's actually why I was getting to as well. I was saying that he can't shut down, like, see, this is shutting down, and this is shutting down, and that is shutting down. He could do it in a way for public safety. So we all understand that, and it's a big misunderstanding amongst big men. Big men that's been in politics and been in the public space for a while, and they're supposed to be leading this whole effort against this virus and this, you know what I mean? And we're supposed to be taking notes from these guys as our leaders. And I hope they can come together, put their heads together, make this thing work. You know what I mean? Deal with the people in a generous, decent way, because we don't have time for the bickering. We don't have time for the fighting. This is a serious time. All right? We don't want to see no more infections. We don't want to see no more people dying of this virus in Trinidad and Tobago. So I hope cooler heads will prevail, and these guys will do what's good for Trinidad and Tobago and not think about their own egos or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Because we have a problem, and this is not the only problem. We have a whole lot of problems coming down the pike for Trinidad and Tobago. You know what I'm saying? So that is my take on that.
Well, we're about to wrap it up, and basically we come to the agreement of the situation that's taking place. Like I say, they both big men, and some things like these wasn't even be in the media. They should have just handled that behind closed doors and figure out what they're really gonna do about either closing down or either so that the people in the country can basically understand about this social distancing. They need to put out more ads and stuff to teach people about social distancing and the reason for it, because some people are just not getting it. So as you can see, we're closing out this segment. So Real, let them know what you think about this as we close down this. So this is Remo here, and Reem, go take it off, and Real will take it off.
Yeah, guys, so first things first, I'm going to thank everybody for coming out and supporting the podcast. We is just two average guys trying to bring awareness to the situations taking beloved country of Trinidad and Tobago, and we wish that you guys would join us, subscribe to our channel, and help us build this platform so we can talk about issues. We're going to talk about everything. All right, this is what's coming for us. We're going to be talking about the whole nine, the whole shebang in Trinidad and Tobago. We just need the support of the people of Trinidad and Tobago and Caribbean people in a whole, because we will be addressing issues surrounding us as a family in the Caribbean as well. So guys, everybody have a good night and bon voyage till we meet again. All right, peace out, guys. Take care.